Welcome everyone to this listening part 1 problem solving analysis. Now I'm just here in the listening part 1 section of the CELPIP library. And before we get started, I want to remind you that listening part 1 is mostly focused on CLB 4 to 6. What does that mean? This means that the dialogue is not as complex, the questions are not so complex, and it should be easier for all students, particularly for higher level students. So higher level students, you don't really need to focus on this part so much. You should focus more on part 5 or 6, 4, 5, or 6. Now, lower level students, we need to try to get the most points in this part because it is going to be easier than the other parts, okay? Also, I want to let you know about our listening part 1 problem solving tips and strategies. These tips and strategies are the ones that I use when I'm listening, when I'm answering the questions. That video explains to you in more detail some tips that you can use for listening effectively and answering the question, and some strategies that you can use for maximizing your score, okay? All right, so for today, we're going to be doing a sample from volume 4, Code Check. So let's get started. So everyone, I want to remind you that I'm going to be giving you a chance to listen and answer the questions for yourself. This will be really good for you to see how you do, okay? And then afterward, we're going to analyze together. Now let's remember that this is a 3-part conversation. It's broken into 3 parts. So I'm going to play the audio for all parts and I'm going to let you answer the questions, okay? And then we will work on it together. Now, before we get started, I just want to remind you of a few things that you should do to improve your listening. First, you should listen to full sentences. It's very important. You can't just pick words and bits of information. If you pick words and bits of information, just little parts, that could affect your score because sometimes the answers include all those bits and parts, okay? So let's try to listen to full sentences and gather full ideas, okay? Now, how do you do that? For lower levels, it's more difficult, right? My number 1 tip for listening effectively and keeping information is repeat all that information in your mind, okay? Now, level 4, 5, even 6, we have difficulties taking notes. If you can take notes, that's wonderful, okay? As long as it doesn't interfere with your listening. Sometimes students, they try to take notes and they concentrate on spelling or taking the notes and they make those mistakes. They don't focus on listening, okay? So let's make sure that we listen to the full dialogue. And to keep that information, the easiest way is just to repeat everything in your mind. Repeat as much as you can, okay? Of course, higher levels, you can write as many notes as you can, but for lower levels, let's listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. Okay? And lastly, I would say that we need to understand what exactly is the problem. In problem solving, there's one person who has a problem and another one that's trying to help solve that problem or help answer those questions. So let's listen for the problem. What is it? And then also, what are some of the solutions? Okay? All right, then. So let's get started with the listening. and the questions, okay?
Listening to problem solving. You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hello there. How was the performance?
It wasn't my cup of tea, to be honest. I guess I don't really like musicals.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'll get your jacket for you. Could I have your number, please?
Yes, it's just in my pocket. Here it is. It's number 240.
Thanks. Just a minute. Ma'am, I'm sorry, what does your coat look like again?
Why do you ask? It should be on the hanger with the matching number. It's a black parka jacket with gray fake fur on the hood.
I'm sure it's here somewhere. Just give me a second. Maybe there's a mix-up.
Oh, I hope that's all it is.
Question 1.
Why does the man ask the woman about the performance?
Question 2.
What does the woman's coat look like?
Question 3.
What is the problem?
Now listen to part 2.
I'm so sorry. I really don't know what to say. I don't know where it could be.
Could you please look again? I really like that coat.
Yes, I will, but if you could just wait a few minutes. There are many other people waiting in line. I'm sure I'll be able to find it once I clear more coats.
But I already called a cab. It's probably waiting outside for me. Can someone else check it for me?
The other attendant went home sick. It's just me. I understand you're upset, and I'm very sorry, but if you could just come back in 5 minutes? If we can't find it, I'll call my supervisor.
All right. I'll see if I can find the cab driver.
Question 4.
Why is the woman so upset?
Question 5.
Why does the man ask the woman to return later?
Question 6.
Why will the woman go to the cab driver?
Now listen to part 3.
Here's your coat. Good as new.
Oh, thank goodness. Where was it?
There was a mix-up. The other attendant must have mistaken your coat for the one hanging right beside it. They were almost identical. Someone just came and returned it.
Well, I certainly hope these mix-ups don't happen too often. Perhaps I should complain to your supervisor.
I do apologize for the inconvenience. It was the other attendant's first time working at the coat check.
Well, in that case, perhaps I'll be more understanding. But I missed my cab.
I'll call you another one. and it will be paid for by the theater company.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And we do hope you'll buy tickets for another show sometime.
Question 7.
What caused the problem?
Question 8.
What does the man do to apologize?
So then, everyone, let's now submit this one. And let's start all over. Okay, let's start all over. Put this one here. We got the script there. Okay, and also let's start all over. Okay, all right. So let's look then question by question. Question 1. Why does the man ask the woman about the performance? Okay, I'm just going to zoom in so you can see better. So why does the man ask about the performance? So it looks like it was a theater. Why does he ask about it? Okay. All right. So he wants her to leave. He thinks it's a good show. He wants her opinion. He loves shows. So, well, he wants her to leave? Maybe not, right? That would be impolite. That's not nice. So, not A. But he thinks it's a good show. He wants her opinion. He loves shows. Okay. See if we have anything here. Hello there. How was the performance? It wasn't my cup of tea. Oh, nice expression. Wasn't my cup of tea. Doesn't like it. Not my cup of tea. Oh, it's not my cup of tea. I didn't like it. I guess I don't really like musicals. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'll get your jacket for you. Okay. So looks like maybe he just wants to know what she thinks of the show. He thinks it's a good show. He didn't say he thinks it's a good show. Maybe he loves shows, but he didn't say. So he wants to know her opinion. What she thinks, okay? All right. Opinion means what do you think? Okay. Number 2, what does the woman's coat look like? I saw that here. Thanks. Just a minute. Ma'am, I'm sorry. What does your coat look like again? Why do you ask? It should be on the hanger with the matching number. It's a black parka jacket with gray fake fur on the hood. Okay. So, which one matched here? It's dark colored. It's a fur coat. It doesn't have a collar around the neck. Collar. It's new. So, looks like she didn't say anything about new. She didn't say anything about the collar. Yeah. Fake fur on the hood. So not a fur coat either. And the only one that we can match is it's black. So dark colored. Okay. What is the problem? Number 3. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Just give me a second. Maybe there's a mix-up, some confusion. Maybe it was given to somebody else. Oh, I hope that's all it is. Okay. The ticket is wrong. The attendant took the coat. The coat is missing. The woman lost her coat. Well, the woman didn't lose it, but maybe the coat check did. The coat is missing. Sounds correct. The attendant took the coat. No, he didn't take it. The ticket is wrong, maybe, but more correctly, the problem is that the coat is missing. They can't find it. Okay? All right. Let's go on to number 4. Why is the woman so upset? Upset. Maybe a little bit angry. Okay? I'm so sorry. I really don't know what to say. I don't know where it can be. Could you please look again? I really like that coat. Yes, I will, but if you could just wait a few minutes, there are many other people waiting in line. I'm sure I'll be able to find it once I clear more coats. But I already called a cab, taxi. It's probably waiting outside for me. Can someone else check it for me? The other attendant went home sick. It's just me. I understand you're upset, okay? And I'm very sorry, but if you could just come back in 5 minutes. If we can't find it, I'll call my supervisor. Okay, all right. I'll see if I can find the cab driver. So several things here. Impatient, doesn't want to wait. Maybe she's angry at the man. Maybe the coat is expensive. She didn't say anything about expensive. She said she liked it, so not C. She's rushed. She's in a hurry, rushed. So it doesn't seem like she's angry at the man. She's angry at the situation, not the man. And the main reason why she's asking for the coat quickly and doesn't seem like she can wait is because she said she already called a cab. Okay? Maybe if she didn't call the cab, she would wait patiently. Okay, so D. Number 5. Why does the man ask the woman to return later? So we read because he's busy, right? So he's the only person there, he said. Okay. There are other people waiting in line. I see over here as well. Okay. He wants to try on the coat. He wants to wait for the manager. Other guests are waiting. He wants to look for the coat. Well, definitely not. He wants to try on the coat for himself. I don't think so. He wants to wait for the manager. He said, if I can't find the coat, then I'll call my supervisor. So, no. Looks like other guests are waiting is the answer. He says there are other people waiting in line. Well, he will look for it, but after he takes care of the people, okay? Number 6, why will the woman go to the cab driver? Well, she wants to wait, right? Or she has to wait to calm down, to ask for a ride, to leave immediately, to explain the situation. Well, she's not going to leave because she's waiting for her coat, okay? And maybe she wants to calm down, but not ask for a ride because the cab driver is waiting, the taxi is waiting. So, probably to explain the situation about her coat missing, okay? And number 7, what caused the problem? Here's your coat, good as new. Oh, thank goodness. Where was it? There was a mix-up. So like we said, there was some confusion. They mixed it somehow. The other attendant must have mistaken your coat for the one hanging right beside it. So must have mistaken. So maybe they did that. Okay, we're not sure. They were almost identical. Okay. Her coat was stolen by another guest. Her coat was mistaken for a similar one. The woman's coat looked like the one she was missing. The woman's coat was put in another closet. Well, according to that one, not the coat was stolen, right? No. Also, not the coat was put in another closet. We didn't hear about it was put in another one. So, what I heard is that the previous attendant mistook, okay, again, that must have mistaken over here. So maybe the other attendant gave the coat to someone else. Okay. And then that person came to return it. So that would be B. It did look like the one she was missing, but that was not the problem. What does the man do to apologize? Okay, well, I think that, let's look, he offered her a taxi ride. I do apologize for the inconvenience, the problem. It was the other attendant's first time working at a coat check. In that case, perhaps I'd be more understanding, but I missed my cab. I'll call you another one and it will be paid for by the theater company. Okay. He offers her a complimentary service. He offers to give her a ride. He provides her more tickets. He gives her a coat refund. So, not a coat refund, right? He didn't give her a refund for the coat. He gave her the coat. Also, he didn't provide her more tickets. Didn't say, here's some extra tickets. He asked her, come back. So looks like the answer is A. Complimentary means some free service, something extra to um, to say sorry. Well, but complimentary in general is like a free service, okay? Not give her a ride. So, how did we do? I hope you did well. Now, if you didn't get 8 from 8, don't worry. Don't worry. That's what you need to do. You need to practice more. Okay? Now, it's very important for us to read the script and review it. This is very important. Lower levels, reading the script and practicing the script will help your flow, your fluency. It will make you keep this kind of dialogue, which is similar in many cases. Different topics, but similar dialogue styles. We can check vocabulary as well. And secondly, we should really understand the questions and we need to understand why the answers are the answers and why the other answers are not the answers. Okay? We really need to do that. It's very important. Okay? Like we analyzed there. We shouldn't only understand why the answer is the answer. We should understand why the other answers are not the answers. Very important. And so, for that, I will be leaving a link in the description box. Okay. I'll be leaving a link for you to practice this same dialogue and questions. But the answers, everyone, the answers will be different. Different questions and also timed. This is good practice for you. And then at the end, you can review everything, okay? So Also, let's not forget about our CELPIP library. Our CELPIP library has over 60 examples of part 1. Very beneficial for everyone to practice. We need the more practice that you can do, the better. Current CELPIP exams, past CELPIP exams, and CELPIP material. And also in that link at the bottom, you will find a link to purchase a library pass. Okay? And look at this. With discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month subscription for $10.99, everyone. That is a really great deal. And if you need extra practice, I strongly recommend it. Okay, everyone, let's remember, practice makes perfect.